Is Judithia Ampoma Atipa, a second year business administration student from Ashesi University. Today, my research question is: to what extent does citizen engagement impact the quality of development in Ghana? The problem that my research addresses is the lack of understanding of how citizen engagement affects the quality of democracy in Ghana. This topic is of interest to me because I believe that citizen engagement is essential for a very healthy democracy, and I want to explore how it affects democracy in Ghana. It also is important for others to care about this topic because democracy is a very fundamental value that improves and provides freedom, equality, and justice for all citizens. Therefore, understanding how citizen engagement affects democracy is very crucial for promoting good governance and ensuring that citizens have a voice. This research is necessary to fill this gap, providing policymakers, development partners, and civil society with valuable insight to inform their strategic decisions and initiatives. The significance of the research lies in its contribution to the field of development studies, especially in relation to democratic governance and citizenship participation. Many existing studies emphasize the theoretical importance of citizen engagement in development. For instance, Cornwell argues that citizen participation is crucial for promoting social justice and democratic governance, while Gaventa highlights the role of citizen engagement in empowering marginalized communities and enhancing public accountability. Similarly, Chambers posits that participatory development facilitated by citizen engagement is more sustainable and equitable. To be able to comment and guide the research question: to what extent does citizen engagement impact the quality of development in Ghana was formed? In answering this research question appropriately, it required that an association had to be tested. The association was: is there an association between citizen engagement and development, which were the two variables that were involved in this research question? The Afrobarometer National Partner in Ghana, CDD Ghana, interviewed a nationally representative random stratified probability sample of 2,400 adult Ghanaians between 16th September and the 3rd of October 2019. This is the date where the round 8 of Afrobarometer Ghana data was collected. 1,400 sample size, there were 397 variables within which two were chosen. That is citizen engagement and development. These variables were measured by asking the respondents certain questions. The first question that was asked based on citizen engagement was: how often do you think that communities that do not vote for the ruling party suffer negative consequences, such as lack of government support for local services and development projects, with values ranging 0 to 4, 8, 9, -1, and the value labels were: 0 was equal to never, 1 was equal to rarely, 2 was equal to sometimes, 3 was equal to often, 4 was equal to always, 8 was equal to refused, 9 was equal to don't know, and -1 was equal to missing. For the second variable, that was development, they asked: choose statements 1 or 2. Statement 1: our elected officials should listen to constituents' views and do what they demand. Statement 2: our elected leaders should follow their own ideas in deciding what is best for the country. It also asked how elected officials follow constituents' demands versus their own ideas. Value ranges within 1 to 5, 8, 9, and -1 were used with value labels. 1 was equal to agree very strongly with statement 1. 2 was equal to agree with statement 1. 3 was equal to agree with statement 2. 4 was equal to agree very strongly with statement 2. 5 was equal to agree with neither. 8 was equal to refused. 9 was equal to don't know, and -1 was equal to missing. This was used to measure the variable. The graph As shown as a bivariate graph that was generated to provide a visual representation of the numbers as far as the two variables in the association is concerned. Overall, respondents were more likely to agree with the statement about elected officials than agree. Additionally, respondents were more likely to think that communities that do not vote for the ruling party often or rarely suffer negative consequences, compared to thinking that they never suffer negative consequences. The next step is the inferential test. It is the next step to undergo to check for possible associations between the two variables in question. To begin, a null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis were formed. The null hypothesis was there is no association between citizen engagement and the level of development in Ghana. And the second or alternate hypothesis was there is an association between citizen engagement in the level of development in the country. For the inferential test to be done, a chi-square test for independence was appropriate since they were both categorical variables. The sample size was 2,400. The sample was clustered. For the chi test to be used, the data must be independent, meaning that each observation is unrelated to the others. The sample size must be large enough and the total sample size should be at least 20, and therefore these conditions were met for the test to be conducted. The chi-square test resulted in an x-square value of 27.708 with 15 degrees of freedom and a p-value of 0.02347. Since the p-value is less than our chosen significance level, we can reject the null hypothesis that the two variables are independent. Therefore, we say that the two variables are associated. The type of error that could be made is a type 1 error, which means we could reject the null hypothesis when it is true. A type 1 error, also known as a false positive, occurs when a statistical test incorrectly rejects a null hypothesis that is actually true. This error is made due to random chance or sampling variability. In other words, it happens when the observed data appears to show a significant effect or relationship, but in reality, there is no such effect or relationship. Conclude on our research findings, the research has unveiled significant insights regarding the impact of citizen engagement on development in Ghana. The chi-square test for independence demonstrated a notable association between citizen engagement and the quality of development, with an x-square value of 27.708, a p-value of 0.02347, and 15 degrees of freedom. These findings are in line with existing literature such as Cornwell, Gaventa, and Chambers, which suggest the significant role citizen engagement can play in the development process. It is also very important to note that this study has limitations, primarily revolving around the specificity of the context in the dataset. The reliance on the Afrobarometer dataset, while comprehensive, could have missed certain influential factors not captured within the range of variables. Also, the findings are specifically tailored to the Ghanaian context and thus may not apply uniformly across other geographical or socio-political context. This study confirms the existence of a significant association between citizen engagement and development quality in Ghana. Here are some references that were used to guide the study. Thank you.